Welcome to this video review, and as you can see I have a IOR 40x45 Benchrest scope here today, which I'm going to review. At the beginning of the review I will go through all the general features and specifications and so on, and then at the end I will do a short summary. I usually say sweet and sour, where I go through the positives and negatives of each product and where I share my opinion about it. So you probably know IOR. They're really, I would say, unique in this industry of sport optics. They're producing scopes in Romania and Bucharest ever since 1936. So they're really old. And they have a very unique take on the sport optics, because if you look at, I would say, 100 scopes, they are very similar in many regards, but if you look at the IOR scopes, they are very different than all other manufacturers. They have this kind of bulkiness, this kind of non-refined design, which some people like, honestly speaking. Myself also, I like that they are different. I like that they are so bulky, that they are, I would say, less sophisticated, even though the quality is not questionable with them. What is, like I mentioned at the beginning, that majority of IOR scopes are tactical mil-mil long-range scopes. But there are a couple of exceptions, and 40x45 Benchrest model is definitely one of them. They also still produce a couple of hunting scopes, but we'll focus on this Benchrest model at the moment. They had 36x42 model a couple of years ago, which was meant for Benchrest, but I would say it was also a benchmark in many cases, because I know that there are so many tests around the internet where all other scopes are compared with their 36x42 model because of the clicks and the retention of point of impact. It was mechanically one of the best scopes on the market. And this one, I would say, is no different, and I believe that this scope in the Benchrest community will be one of the next upcoming stars, because people will definitely know how to cherish the mechanical quality of IORs. So the price of this scope is 1,469 euros, a little bit less than 1,500 euros. And if you compare this, it's a little bit more expensive than Citron. It's also better, honestly speaking, and it's still less expensive than Leopold's. And it's really hard to say if Leopold's are better or if this IOR is better. Who knows? Optically, it is performing really well. So you would need to go into detailed tests to say which one is optically better. The scope itself is almost 39 centimeters long, so a really long scope, 30 millimeter central tube, and 660 grams of weight. So it's quite light, especially for IOR standards. It has a side focus which goes all the way from, I would say, 20 meters or even less, because you are able to go below 20 meters on the other side to infinity. It doesn't have such a huge travel, honestly speaking. So you have to really adjust it nicely. Still, I do think that some adjustable objective scopes in this class maybe have a better solution than this side focus. Because on the Benchrest competitions you set the parallax once and then you leave it there, because you know where the target is. As I mentioned, it's made in Romania, and it comes with a 30 years warranty. So in this respect, a really great purchase. So the reticle is in the second focal plane, very thin, and has a small dot in the center. A very unique design. I would prefer fine cross hair all the way, and then the same dot above the fine cross hair, but that's a matter of taste. It's not a matter of really usability. The turrets are target turrets. They're capped, and you can see an O-ring at the below, so when they're capped it's fully waterproofed. 1/8 MOA of clicks. They are not saying how much elevation range they really have. I would say around 20 mils probably, 60 MOAs. But what gets me is how audible and how crisp the clicks are. This is something what all other manufacturers could learn from. So in this respect, I would say this is a benchmark in capped target turrets. At least in my opinion, the best turrets I have seen in this class. This is not a tactical turret, it's a target cap turret. And it's perfect. I have seen tactical turrets which have worse clicks in terms of feel and audible than this. Really perfect. Normally no zero stop, multi-turn turret, it's a Benchrest scope, F-class scope. So that's normal. It does have a turn indicator below these lines under the turret here, but honestly speaking, I don't see how many users will really use them. And doesn't have any zero stop or anything else. It can be reset, I think. You can reset it to 0. So optically, 40 time magnification by 45mm objective lens. So this is a quite common configuration for a Benchrest scope. 1 meter of field of view. The field of view is not really that, or at least apparent field of view is not that wide like with all modern IORs. It's a little bit on the narrow side, but it's not bothering. And also for the target scopes, a lot of people prefer this smaller field of view because then you concentrate only on your target. The eye relief is 83mm, and with an exit pupil of around 1mm, it's hard to speak about the eye box because this is a scope which is really meant for stationary shooting. The image is crisp, and you are able to set the diopter compensation really nicely, and finally the reticle is completely crisp. I also think that the small dot in the center, a lot of people will like it, and those who will not like it will still be able to get used to it. Okay, because this is not a scope with so many features, there is no illumination of the reticle and it's not needed and so on, I think I can do a short summary already. Before that, I can also tell that it comes with a cleaning cloth, a user manual, 30 years warranty card, sunshade, and really, what can I say, not the best lens covers you have seen until now. Okay, so what is really positive and where is still some room for improvement? The optical performance for 1,500 euros or a little bit less, it's wow. The turrets, the best clicks in terms of feel and sound that I have seen on target scopes. I'm also betting my money that the mechanics is one of the best in this segment, if not the best. We will see in a couple of years when people will test them extensively, but I'm quite sure that the mechanics is really, really great. I also believe these scopes are really durable, like all IORs, and you get a warranty, which is 30 years, even though they are famous for their service, that it's not the fastest one in the world, but still when something gets wrong, if something happens and so on, they will service your scope, even if it takes a little bit longer. And even if your scope is 20 years old, they will service it, and that's really important. Okay, where things could have been done better. This look and feel, I like it. I like this robustness, this non-refinement, but still some people would prefer if I would go into the direction of more refining their designs to make it more like pleasing to your eye. Myself personally, I don't have problems with this, but I do believe that many of their users would prefer this. The parallax on such a small wheel on the side focus, even a small move can already change the parallax completely. So maybe an adjustable objective would be a better option, or to make a bigger travel on it. So I'm not a big fan of side focus parallaxes on the Benchrest scopes. The reticle, I think that they should offer more reticle options, more reticle choices, because then any user could choose the reticle that suits him the most. I forgot to mention that the clicks are normally 1/8 of MOA, but this is normal for competition scope, so I didn't consider it being a necessity to mention it. All in all, maybe also they could make it a little bit lighter, even though it's 665 grams, it's already not a very heavy scope, but still there are lighter scopes in this class. So maybe they could do something in this regard also. But for this price, 1,500 euros, you're getting a hell of a lot of value and a hell of a lot of optical performance and mechanical dependability in a small package. So thank you for watching. If I forgot something, please use the comments below or send us an email or get in touch any other way. You can also write propositions what you would wish for us to review in the future. So thank you for watching. See you in some other reviews on our YouTube channel. Thank you.